Stay tuned for urban legends to ghostly tales of the paranormal, because now it's time for
Message on the Wall.
This is Message on the Wall and the Cursed Car. The car in question is the one used by Archduke France Ferdinand while visiting Sarajevo. He and his wife were travelling in the car when an assassin shot both dead, an act that brought about the First World War. The Archduke seemed to know his end was near when, a few months before the assassination, he told a friend that he knew he would soon be murdered. He must have felt it was his lucky day when an assassination attempt failed, but unfortunately left some of those guarding the Archduke injured. And that is what sent them out in public once again. The Archduke and his wife Sophie were on an unscheduled trip to the hospital to visit those that had been injured, but the driver, being unfamiliar with the roads of Sarajevo, soon became lost. Stopping the car to get his bearings, it was just a matter of chance that he pulled up not 6 feet from Gavrilo Princip, one of the plotters to assassinate Franz Ferdinand. Acting on impulse, he pulled his gun and fired just 2 bullets. The first struck Sophie in the stomach, fatally wounding her, and the second caught Franz Ferdinand in the neck, severing a jugular vein, leading to instant death. It wasn't until the 1950s that a story began doing the rounds involving the car in which Franz Ferdinand and his wife died. The story of the cursed car varies, but most come to the same conclusion. The car was a Graf and Stift double phantom, built in Vienna by the Graf brothers, which was loaned for the Archduke's goodwill visit by Count Franz von Herek. After the assassination, the blood-red car is said to have been sold to the governor of Yugoslavia, but after 4 accidents, in the last losing his arm, the car was fully restored and came into the possession of Dr. Srikis, who didn't believe in curses. He is said to have had the car for 6 months with no problem. That was until it overturned, crushing the doctor's body beneath it. From such a terrible accident, the car is said to have yet again been restored, whereupon another doctor became its owner, but he soon found his patients didn't want a doctor visiting them in a cursed car, and with his practice dwindling, quickly sold it to a Swiss racing driver. It was then entered into a road race, but didn't cross the finishing line, as another accident led to the driver breaking his neck. After that, it's said to have become the property of a farmer who had it for a few months when one day it stalled. With the help of another farmer towing the car, it's said the engine suddenly roared into life, ramming the car towing it and killing both men. With another restoration, a private owner changed the colour from red to blue. But this didn't stop the curse, as inviting friends to a wedding party, the new owner set off with his guests, only for all the occupants to die in a head-on collision. Rebuilt once more, the car was placed in a museum where the attendant told stories of the deaths and the curse to curious visitors, but he would not allow anyone to sit behind the wheel. It was when the Second World War came, during a bombing raid, that one struck the museum, but when the rubble was cleared, there was no sign of the museum attendant or the car. In reality, the car was taken directly to the Usta Museum in Vienna, where it remains on display to this day. You have been listening to Message on the Wall, brought to you in association with Paranormal Parodies. You can find Paranormal Parodies at paranormal-parodies.com.